And we're live. Give me a minute. I just need to breathe. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil, Jesus, messenger of God, the first child of God. I am Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you would have to see my last video that I posted. What did I post? The tower. I realized it right now when I sat down with the cards. I'm facing a tower. Facing a tower. What does that mean? I have to make a choice. Fridays come sooner than later. I gotta let go of something that's no longer serving me. We always do on a Friday. Where are you at with this one? And if you caught my video, I'm talking about my job. Here, I'm like, strategic is the thing that I guess I'm gonna have to do. What is it? Well, I talked about the whole thing. I don't want to talk about it again. So that's where I am. I was there since Saturday. I just keep sitting at it. You know, I keep filling myself with goodness, but the bad thing is still there. The real problem is still there. And I can get through, you know, that's how it is. We band-aid the situation. I can make it through today. I can make it through this hour. I'll just take it slow. I can make it through. Why are we trying to make it through is the whole point. Because I'm trying to do what's right. By who? That's the question. So, as I sit there and, you know, you'd have to catch my video, I'm like, there's a couple things that could happen. God could fire this girl, get rid of her, and, you know, I could take this job. But I've already seen too much, because it's not really just her. It's not ever just one employee. Do you know what I mean? That employee gets away with everything because everybody else is allowing it to happen. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just looking at it. And that's, you know, in essence, God giveth, God taketh, right? Every time He gives you something, I'm so far advanced in my teachings that you're not going to understand this till you get there. But and I can make you understand it. I'm just trying to give you some light to what I do. You know, He gives you a relationship that you want to last forever, but it has a timer on it. Everything has a timer. It's only there for a reason and for a season. And the reason, once you figure out the reason, the season's over. Once you learn the lesson, why am I here? Why have you brought me here? What do you want me to know about this? Because that's it. He just wants you to learn something from this experience. As soon as you learn it, He wants you to move on to another experience. Because now wisdom for, and you know, the experience itself to do something next level. Right? This was just a stepping stool. You had to go there to get to the next level. You had to prove yourself on this level to be worthy of the next level. Who decides we're ready for the next level? We do. We decide when we've had enough of this level, when we're done. On a Friday, and that's what I teach you, that's what I specialize is, on the Friday, they push it to the surface. They push the lesson to the surface. You should be able to catch them within a week. You should be able to see what God's trying to show you. It might take you a little bit longer. It shouldn't take you longer than a week for you to understand what He's been showing you. God built the whole world the whole universe in 7 days. You should be able to catch this in 7 days. So, again, I went through my tower last Friday, and come Saturday morning, I'm faced with another one. The next week's tower, which is the job. I know what it takes to do this job, but I don't have what it takes. Really? Yeah. You'll have to go and listen to my video. I can feel my heart racing right now. That what's going on in my system, it's so lit up. because it knows, my inner self knows. I just need my brain to catch on to what my heart knows and act in it. There's many battles to be had, right? But is this a battle worth having? I can say my piece and, you know what I mean, bring my expertise to these brand new district managers that are, you know, got their hands full, and tell them, you know, what I know about what's going on, give them my feedback, and move on. I don't have to hold on to this just because it's all I have. And that's what I said, that's what I learned. I would keep myself in terrible jobs and deal with terrible people and do lots of, you know, deal with a lot of things that were just unpleasing out of desperation. I'm not desperate. And if anything I learned about the last 2 weeks of my training is I'm overqualified for this type of shit. And that's what makes me too good for this type of shit. Oh, you're too good for this? I am. I've put in my work of being this type of employee. I walked my way up the ladders of not being that type of employee. And I won't work with those type of employees. And that's what makes me difficult to work with. But I can back it up. I have the resume and everything else to back it up. It don't take me long to learn your business and learn how to run it better than you. I'm a threat to any industry. And that's what I said about the music industry. I know how to run a business. This is just a new product. That's it. That's all. God bless. Amen. And as I said in that video, it's about pushing a product. If you're not selling a product, you're selling a service. If you're not offering any of that, then you're not making money. Really? Yeah, that's how it works. If you're not selling a product, you're selling a service. That's how business works, right? Business 101. I went to college for it. So in essence, it's like we're selling a service here, right? And the service has limitations to what it serves. And that's where it is everybody wants to, you know, there's more expectation to the service that we provide. Whatever fucking, you know, you go into a restaurant, for example, and you expect these people to be your motherfucking servant. They're a server, not your servant. You expect them to be your own personal butler, your own personal fucking help. You expect them to clean up after your children in ways that you don't. You expect them to, you know what I mean, treat you like you would never treat another person. Yeah, stuff like that. So I'm faced with this, you know, it's a tower. And I already called my kid, I think, 3 times this week. Like, I don't know if I can keep this job. I don't think we're going to be able to keep this job. I have all the knowing of why this isn't going to work and that it's not going to work.
But how?
Now, here's where I come into play. Can I make it work? And that's where it comes down to the individual. Can you make this work? Can you just do what it takes to make this work? To bring home a paycheck? I used to be real desperate where I'd do anything to bring home a paycheck. Anything that wasn't degrading to my body or, you know what I mean, my spirituality. Pride, not so much. I've done a lot of shitty jobs that, you know, I currently have steel-toed fucking shoes and a fucking reflective jacket for just when the day comes. And I have my gloves. I'm a Bob the Builder type bitch. And with that, you know, that doesn't align with my professional abilities. But I didn't care. I'll do whatever it takes to, you know what I mean, provide for my family. But I've come so far to realize that that's not what it takes. Demeaning yourself is not what it takes to provide for your family. It's quite the opposite. It's knowing your value and not taking anything less than that. It's not about an hourly wage because in essence, they can't afford you by the hour. This is what they can afford by the hour, and if you're willing to do this work for that pay. But when you get there, they want to extend your workload to where, you know, this is somebody else's pay grade, but you're going to not pay me for all the extra work that you would have to pay another person for. Going back to that chick taking those keys home, and I said it loud enough why both of them were in there. I said, a key holder position is one of the highest ranking positions in a corporation. You have to go through many levels to be a key holder, and the responsibility that comes with that, there's no way she was supposed to be taking the keys home. And that's really it. You know what I mean? You have to be high level to be a key holder. And this woman was taking the keys home and's been caught, you know what I mean, bringing family on the property and all kinds of other stuff that been documented, pictures and everything. I'm like, I'm not gonna just sit here and pretend like this is okay. And that's where it is. I know my tower. I know what God is asking me to give up. Why is he asking me to give it up? Because it's no good for me. I'm the one that has the power. Now he has the power to make it more difficult for me, and he's not, because it already is no good for me. The longer I stay in a no good environment, the more it's going to wear me down. So there's a couple options here I can do. I can draw a line in the sand, just like the other employee, and say I'm not going to work with that employee. I'm willing to take over that location, but I will not work with that employee. And that means, you know what I mean, putting myself in my leadership role and telling them that they must give me the leadership role for them to keep me. Or they'll have to keep me on one of the other locations. And I'll have to explain to them that the second location I'm not comfortable with after the per said email. And the lack of training that this particular person had, because I'm saying I will take full leadership role over property 3, but the property owner at property 2 says that she cannot handle it. So I don't want to work with an incompetent property manager at property 2 or 3. The shit out of her. There's a lot going on out there. I had to get those people is on my nerves. Alright, don't go too far. Answer my call when I call.
I know.
Okay. So anyways, I see the tower. I see the tower for what it is. And then, you know what I mean? Just like that, I just happened to see another job too. I'm built like a beast, bro. That's what always got me those fucking promotional positions, where I was always in leadership, training, management and training, manager. I run shit, bro. And that's not a terrible thing. But, you know, it's... You can't break a stallion. Or if you do, for what? Why break a stallion so it could just fucking line up like all the rest of the horses? Go find a horse that lines up. If you want a stallion, I'm not even a stallion. I'm a fucking Sagittarius, bro. I'm part man, part beast. I just look like a woman. I am God in the female form, bro. A total beast. And that's what you're witnessing here. Trying to box up a God. Trying to tell God not to be God. In essence, I saw how I pushed my trainer to be a better trainer. I saw how I pushed, you know what I mean? I pushed the employees around. I held them accountable too. You know, I said things that I did on purpose to push people to be better. And in essence, I made a change because ultimately all of the employees were suffering underneath this, you know? So I'm willing to, and that's where it is you know what the tower is. You know what it's going to take. You know what the consequences are. And usually that's it. When you speak your truth, there's always 150% possibility that this is going to fuck things up and you're going to lose a person, place, or thing. This is the very definition of a tower. The tower is asking you to stand in your truth. The truth is that I will not work at that location with her. And I will not carry her weight. I will clean up this whole location, but I will not work with her. And if that's not compromisable to you and you want to, and you don't have a better position for me, then I gotta go. And that's really what I'm gonna do. And that's it. It's just knowing my own value and knowing my own worth. Because, you know, there's another company that is looking for an employee just like me, that won't take no bullshit and will hold people to the fire and will take this business to the top. I'm not really loyal to the business, really. It's just, it's a loyalty to the integrity of what I do, what you brought me in to do. It's not really a loyalty. I'm not like, if I worked for Nike, I wouldn't be like, fuck Puma. I don't like New Balance. But I'm pretty sure Foot Locker sells them all, so I'm with it all. I'm just here to be the best, the best soldier I can be. They've equipped me, and they want me to go out here fucking shooting, banging, fucking guns of glory, and I'm about to take them out. I'm about to have the best sales. I'm about to have the best reviews. I'm about to have the best fucking numbers, bro. Why? Because I can't do anything but try to be the best. And it's not to make everyone else look bad. It's to make myself feel good inside. Being the best I can be makes me feel good. Becoming better makes me even feel better. And I didn't, if you look back in the last year, this is definitely an area of my life where I didn't have any memories of, we didn't have the experience. I went into a Walmart job and I did what they said as a Walmart worker, and that was it. I did report from there all the fucking crazy bullshit they was doing in their job. Every time I go to a job, I have to tell them, how many people did we get kicked off of the fucking snow removal? We had the pothead, we had the drinker, we had this. It's like, bro, come do the job or get the fuck off. And I was best friends with them because I was that snitch bitch. Now you got to get them out of here. This people is not working. They're not working. And that's what it is. That's why I was the only female on that fucking job regularly for now 2 years, 2 seasons in a time. They know me by name. They look for me. They want me to they know I'm bringing food and I'm bringing blessings and we're going to have good weather and this is going to be a good shift and I'm going to bust my ass. I have a standard that people that have ever worked with me know. She don't play around. She's a bitch. I guess. I don't play around, dude. I don't. I take everything I do in life serious. I'll make some jokes along the way, but I really take it serious. So that's what happened to me. And I realized it's just a tower. Are you ready to let go of this job if you have to? Are you ready to stand up for what's right? Are you ready to stand up for yourself? I'm ready. And so now we're going to pull the spiritual growth spread and confirm what I just said. Matter of fact, I'm going to shuffle them for you because you guys like to pretend like I have some power over some bullshit. The only power I have is in myself and the ability to make changes in my own life and how that affects others. Where are we at? Oh. The Queen of Pentacles. That's a good standing right there. Nurturer means queen, because the queen is nurturer. The coins are obviously our pentacles. Yes, it's a dude, but it's a dude in his heart. You're going to have to learn to see past the energies, bro. I'm picking up a divine masculine. I mean, if I'm in my reality, you're always going to get the masculine side of me. I have to be a man to be in this world. I went to the Queen of Cups. I'm trying. Let me double check. Because, let's see what it says over here. Swords, wands, swords, coins. Messenger of coins. Nope. Nurturer. Queen. Generous, caring, comfort. A person who takes care of others. Loving or sensual touch. Healthy self-care rituals and nourishment of the body. Luxury and wealth. Creator, creative, fertility, fertile energy. The reverse possibility. Self-neglect, self-centered, envy. Am I self-centered? Very much. But if I didn't care about myself, who would? Oh God, I love it. It's I love it. Who is it? It's the crone. It's my freaking Yule season in my book. Anyways, I have so many books. As the wheel turns, I am the queen of the earth, the crone of winter. My season brings gloom and death. But it's just when bane and darkness threatens to overwhelm the world, Here comes the pause, a breath before the sun continues, the winter solstice. That's great because you know what? As we're closely approaching our summer solstice, which is LILITH on June 22nd. In the southern hemisphere, they'll be approaching their winter solstice. Really? Mm-hmm. Hope is renewed in a time of great darkness, and this is a great mystery. It is I who restores order from chaos and brings life to death. I am the gatekeeper of transformation. It is I who draws forth the mysterious hidden forces of life and bring them to rebirth in the child of promise and the reborn son. Thank you, God. You know, there's the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and it's like, that's the part of me that is accepting, that accepts the wisdom. You know, the child in us, the young part, the maiden part of us, the young and dumb part, isn't so accepting. But it's our crone part that's wise enough to calm down the child inside of us. These moments are difficult, right? So logically, let's talk logically. Does my mind work? Do I know what are you constantly listening to the words that are coming? Yes. Are you mentally competent when you're making these? Yes. You just don't understand where I'm making this decision from. You don't see the bigger picture. I understand the fear that comes with losing a job at a time in my life when I need a job and I need a house. But exactly as my social worker told me in the beginning, we don't want you to take a job and then it doesn't work out and you have to start all over. I took a job. It's not going to work out. I'm going to have to start over. It doesn't mean it's the end of me. It just means that now I know more about me going forward. I know how to look for the right jobs. And I don't just take anything that's given to me. I'll have a little bit more sense about it. But in the essence, no, I mean, God told me. God gave this to me. Why wouldn't I take it? Why wouldn't I take on the challenge? You know, I understand it, that I could never do what you're about to do. I know. An older version of me would never make such rash decisions like this and be calm about it. What brings the peace? God. Because I know this is what He wants me to do. And it goes against what I would do in my past, but I understand what this means, and that's what it means to learn the lesson. You don't need this in your life. If you let this go, I'll give you something better. That's God's promise. That's a part of His promises that you seem to miss, and I told you in my last video, you know, you need to test the waters of Christianity. You need to test those promises. You need to understand it. Don't push Him. Don't be like, oh, if you really love, don't try to connive God. If you're real, you'll show me your power. Don't play God like that. Have I? Yeah. Fuck around and catch a lightning bolt on that one. I have a video I did probably last month where it says Lilith versus God. I go at God. You know what He does? He laughs at me and hugs me until I cry. I said, you'll be all right. There's only one being. There's no being that can control Lilith. Nothing can control Lilith. The creator in which created Lilith knows what Lilith needs to be happy. Lilith doesn't know what Lilith needs to be happy. No being in creation knows what Lilith is going to do. No being can stop her but the Creator Himself. Ask me how many times God has intervened. A few. He kicks me out of places. I still am a little hurt about that. Why'd you kick me out of the cherubim? I wasn't doing anything wrong. You know why? Because that wasn't the place I made for you. I have great works for you. I don't want to work. I just want to hang out up here with them. They're fun. No, I want you to go back with your own kind. They're not my kind. And that's it too. No, I'm not like them. I always saw myself apart from you. Why? Because I flew the fuck away. Why can't Adam fly? Why can't you guys fly? Why can't you do any of the stuff that I do? How can we be the same? He says we are. He says that it's inside of you that you could be like me. I have yet to see it. Other than the dark stuff, you have like a bunch of dark feelings like I did. You know, childish feelings. No, making spiritual decisions are very difficult, and they break your mind. They break your pocket. They break your ego. They break your friendships. They break your respect. They break your pride. They break your back, bro. But that's what it is. It's about breaking down the old order of what you were and making room for what you're supposed to be, or what you truly are. This is all in me. It's not a shadow. It's just a part of me that I forgot. Anybody that worked with me, even Bobby, ask him. I was on his ass all the time, telling him how to do his fucking job. He had worked there over a year before me. And I'd be pissed. Like, I need to go to work and you're coming in late and then you're going to clock in and have a cigarette? Like, I don't matter? Yes, I constantly told him how to do his job, along with everyone else. Should have seen my very first email to housekeeping and their terrible fucking lost and found fucking organization, lack of organization. Yeah, I've always been this. But this gets me to leadership roles. You know what I mean? This is what it takes to be a leader and not a follower. I follow long enough so that I can lead. You'll follow every leader that will lead you. It's not easy to be a pathfinder and to not follow the rules and find your own way and be judged and persecuted. But that's what it means to be Lilith. I didn't follow God's rules. What the fuck makes you think I'm gonna follow yours? You have no power. He could at least change things. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna fire you. First off, you done told me that if I don't quit, you can't fire me. If I don't fuck up, that's what they said. And that's why this bitch is here. If I don't fuck with the time card or the money, then I'm fine. They can't fire me, bro. They have literally, their disciplinary action doesn't exist. I'm putting one into play right now, making them enforce one that has never been enforced since before I got here. Meaning that's what she told me, pretty much. They don't fire people. But they'll make it's that people quit. Oh, okay. Okay. No company wants to fire you. They have to have protocols in place so that it's a voluntary quit. You broke the protocol so that it's a voluntary resignation based on, the protocols. They don't have any in play. Meaning people can break the rules. As long as you don't break a couple of the rules, then you have secured position here for however long. And that's why they want you to start documenting it. So after they have enough documentation, then they can follow up with they can escalate it, is what they're trying to do. I'm not playing detective for this bullshit, bro. Why didn't you guys have some kind of play-in system where you were catching this shit? That's right. Whatever happened, these are new DMs, and they're just learning how it works. They don't even know the fucking... Oh, my God. All glory to them. 5 years from now, yeah. But right now, no. So going back to... Before I even start to read this is about the real world, and the Queen and King are about mastering it, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is a wise woman of the earth who allows the life force to flow through her in order to teach, nurture, and sustain with compassion. And what does that mean? I allow God to take me on these stupid-ass adventures of life in order to teach you, nurture myself, and we all sustain life with compassion. Mine is the path of spiritual enlightenment through faith in the abundance of the universe, meaning God will reward me greatly for fighting this big battle. When you know what he wants, then you give it to him, and he's very pleased. You don't do it to be a pleasing child. You don't do it to be a brown noser, because most of the time you don't know what God wants from you. And when you know what he wants, it's not easy. It's worth, trust me, it's worth your weight in gold, and he's going to give me a feather. You, I don't know. In essence, if I quit a job, what's he going to give me? Another job. If I quit a bad job, what's he going to do? Give me a better job. Not the best, but a better. Until I become the best. And then I get the best job. See how it works? It's an evolution of yourself. So, even if I quit this boyfriend, guess what God's going to give me? Another boyfriend. Is this going to be forever? No. He's going to make me better for that forever. That might hurt somebody's feelings. Don't tell them I said that. She shows us that caring for the environment and people around us, we nurture ourselves. Oh yeah, and then there was that, the best part of my day was traveling from site to site and looking over at the beautiful blue clouds that were pouring on the mountains. You know what's really spectacular about living in Colorado? The mountains. We all stare at the mountains, but let me tell you a secret. They're beautiful green trees that cover these mountains. But from afar, they're blue. Dark, deep blue. Like the ocean. From afar, they look blue. And then you put these dark blue ocean clouds on top of it. It's the most beautiful picture. The closer you get to them, you realize there's no blue, it's green. You know, and the closer you get to the clouds, you realize they're not blue, they're black. It's like that weird dress back in that day. I swear it was gold and white. You guys saw all kinds of weird colors in that thing. We nourish ourselves, and that's it. It's like, you know, I just want to go outside and sit outside and, you know, watch the rain fall. I don't want to sit here and deal with people. Her appearance in a reading is an auspicious sign as it brings well-being, security, and plenty. She has the ability to shape the substance of the world in order to give birth to dreams. This means that you can manifest your ideas and find practical solutions to it. Fuck you, God. So it's the full moon. You gotta get rid. We're waxing now. Start getting rid of shit. Starting with the job. Thanks. What else we got? What else are you gonna make? Days. Be sure that you take care of your hearth and home and establish a good work-life balance. The Queen of Pentacles may represent you or a woman in your life. I am noble, generous, motherly, supportive, and love to look after everyone and help where I can. I really am that, but I'm very much a masculine. What's the King of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles is a natural manager. He likes to be successful in his career. Wherever you encounter him, I will be wise, fathering figure who offers guidance and wisdom, generous with my time and energy, a conscious mentor who will help nurture new talent. I'm kind of rude about it. I got that girl yesterday pretty good. What did she say? I don't know. The bitch looks older than me. And she's like, do you guys want some gum? I was like, no, I got some. I only just put it in my mouth just to freshen my breath. I don't like to chew it. She's like, I always swallow it. And I just look at her. We both look at her. Yeah, I've never not swallowed my gum. Ever since I was a kid. I don't know. I'm weird. And I take a breath. I was like, do you know why you did that? Do you know why you do it? Why you did that while you were a kid? Because of the awe factor. Every time you would swallow your gum, someone would say, where's your gum? And you'd say you swallow it, and they'd be like, oh. So now, even at your turn to us, and you tell us you swallowed your gum, you get the same wow factor. It's attention-seeking behaviors from childhood. I'm a spiritualist, and I teach inner child trauma healing. That's where that one came from. And then I get back on my computer and keep typing. You said that to her in the broad daylight. She told me she swallowed her gum.